Greetings, my Ignite family all over the world. This is your chief at 4 a.m. in the morning after some unbelievable calls with my partners, our leaders around the world. And this is an exciting week. All right. Firstly, it's our 10th week of our journey. And I am so grateful to all of you, all right, who decided to exercise your freedom of choice. For all of you for believing in me, believing in us, believing in Ignite, all right, and to God for blessing us and being with us every step of the way. All right, this is week number 10. Again, our journey for the last 9 weeks has been simply unbelievable. All right, we are changing more lives, saving more lives, giving people the opportunity to participate in this great industry called direct selling or social enterprise on this unbelievable platform called Ignite that always puts you first as a priority. We keep breaking records. We keep creating history, but now it's time for us to build good networkers, good leaders, good working uplines, a strong foundation, because we are growing at such a rapid speed that I want our foundation to be so strong that we can serve millions of people over the next few years. All right, this is my dream. Okay, so firstly, today's Wednesday message is something I always wanted to do. And now I'm doing it. So I want you to listen very carefully, all of you, my ignited warriors around the world. As you know, ever since I started my journey with Ignite, I've been making this statement called, I am your working upline. And a lot of people have asked me, Chief, please define what is a working upline, all right? Because people all think, everyone assumes they are the best upline or they are the good upline. But in this industry, in our journey to financial freedom in social enterprise, I need you to understand something. I believe that every upline, when they start and they're serious about their journey, and they're serious about building this organization, everyone starts by being a working upline. Okay, that means they train, they do presentation, they support, they don't prioritize edification or anything else. They are just driven by hunger, passion, their dreams, and everyone starts their journey. Even if you have one downline or two downlines or 20,000 downlines, it doesn't matter. When anyone starts their journey as an upline, they are always the greatest, most unbelievable working upline. And I have observed over 30 years being in this industry, I've seen the best working uplines, all right, deteriorate, get switched off, get driven by their ego, by their selfishness, by comfort zone financially or anything else, and they stop being a working upline. They become an entitled upline. You know what an entitled upline means? That means they feel just because they have that position of being up on the tree or being an upline, they feel entitled. Now everyone respect me, everyone edify me. I know uplines who are technically completely switched off, completely lazy, completely no longer doing presentation, no longer doing anything. And maybe they speak on stage once or twice a year, and they think or they believe, and it's not their fault completely, it is their fault, but they sort of believe that they are a great upline, all right? But they don't do the work. They are either too lazy, too comfortable, or no more passion, no more dream, no more hunger, all right? They don't do the work of a working upline. If there's one thing I want to promise myself more than promising you, if there is a commitment that I want to make to myself, if there is a battle I want to win with my ego, is that I will always remain a working upline. The day I decide to stop being a working upline, that's the day I retire from this industry completely. Because I don't think you or any networker wants an upline who speaks to them once or twice a year, all right, but adds no value to your day-to-day journey, all right? So today, I want to share with you the pitfalls of how a great working upline can become a completely useless upline, all right? And there are pitfalls, okay? There is clear holes that people fall into. And I'm saying this today on my Wednesday message to all of you, my ignited warriors, to protect you, to prevent you from falling into these pitfalls. That my prayer, my wish, and as your working upline, I am telling you, never stop being a working upline, because that is what your downline needs. Your downline doesn't need your flowery words, and they don't need your training twice a year. There's enough people to share knowledge and wisdom with them. They need a working upline. The success of your downlines are defined by the working uplines that they have. And the less working uplines they have, all right, their chances of success reduces. If there are more working uplines above them, it increases their chances of success. And that's why I did not allow any lazy upline, any comfort zone upline. I didn't allow any upline who only enjoys the edification and don't do any work, all right, to come into the Ignite organization. In Ignite, we have a rule, we have an understanding, we have a brotherhood code of agreement that we all will be working uplines in this organization, because that's what our downlines need anywhere in the world. All right. Now, the first pitfall that working upline falls into is this teaching that some people say that you are supposed to create duplication and make your downlines independent as soon as possible. That's the only way you will achieve financial freedom. Absolute bullsugar. All right. Because you think about it right now. All right. You train your downline and your downline becomes independent, maybe in presentation, maybe in 8 basic building blocks training, but your downline will never become independent. Your downline will always need you, guidance, counseling, even to support when they have only 24 hours, but they have so many groups to support, and you have to come down on the ground and do trainings and get on Zoom and do whatever it takes. So this is the teaching I always learned from my great uplines along my journey, is that when you start networking, you're holding your downline this close, all right? And as that person grows, you let go, you let go, you let go, you let go, you let go. And some people let go completely, hoping that that person will grow on their own or be looked after by a working upline like me, which I've done for 30 over years, all right? And they just sit down and enjoy the income, but they still want to be recognized as a working upline. It will never work. So never let go completely, even of your max out downlines. I have a lot of max out downlines. I am still guiding them, still there for them, still counseling them throughout their journey, because a max out downline needs a working upline much more than a beginner, in my opinion. Do you understand? A max out downline needs a lot of guidance, a lot of course correction, so they don't go on the wrong path or they don't get overwhelmed by their ego. Do you understand? So everyone needs a working upline. So this concept of create duplication and let them go, let them go, let them go. I'm sorry, when do you stop being a mother and father? All right, your children can be grown up, have their own kids. You will always be the mother and father. You will always worry about them. You will always advise them. You will always hold their hand. You will always be with them during their darkest times. The same principles apply to your downlines. You never truly let go of your downlines. I have never let go of my downlines. All right, I've remained their working upline throughout their journey. From zero to max out, I'm still their working upline. This is the principle I believe in. All right. The second pitfall is money. All right. Some uplines, when they start earning a lot of money and they feel financially free and they are totally comfortable, then they don't want to do the work anymore. All right. They don't want to do the work anymore, but they still want to be respected, edified, and looked up to as a working upline. I mean, are you mentally unstable? You think your downlines are morons? The downlines know who's really supporting them. The downlines know who was there for them during their darkest hours and toughest time. And the downlines know who made the money and enjoying their financial freedom, but still want to feel important, still want to be edified, still want to be relevant. It's sad, but it happens. All right. If somebody has achieved financial freedom, financially free, hey, announce your retirement. Enjoy life. Don't have this mixed role. All right. Financially free, don't want to be working upline, but want to be relevant. It's not possible. The third pitfall is laziness. This I see a lot. I see a lot of working uplines who was willing to work hard in the beginning, but along their journey just became lazy. They just don't have that passion, that stamina, that consistency, that drive, that hunger, and most, all right, they just don't care, all right, and they're just too lazy to be an active working upline. Do you understand? The next pitfall, all right, is edification. I always told you that edification is a sword with both sides are sharp. It's very useful to build your organization, but sometimes we edify people until they believe they are God. Do you understand? And they don't think they need to do anything anymore and still get the edification, still get that adoration, and they feel they're doing okay, but they have no idea what's happening on the ground. Their feet have not touched the ground in a long time. Do you understand? All right. So be careful with edification. Sometimes we edify too fast, too much, and that person switches off as a working upline because that edification, which is a tool for our business, got to their head, got to their ego, destroyed them. The next pitfall, sad. They don't have dreams anymore. You understand? They've forgotten the power of dreams. They forgot that they started with dreams. And a man or woman without a dream cannot help other people achieve their dream. A man or woman without the dream cannot lead thousands of people, all right, to make their dreams a reality. Do you understand? So most of these ex-working uplines and today can no longer contribute. They just don't have a dream anymore. When I started my journey with Ignite, the first thing I did was take out a piece of paper and write down my dreams. Because if you want to be led by somebody, if you want an upline, you need a working upline who has big dreams, who want to, change the world, who want to dominate the space of direct selling and social enterprise, who want to correct a lot of things that are wrong in this industry and finally create a platform like Ignite that is true to this industry. And the final pitfall, sad to say, is they don't care anymore. When an upline stops caring, they're no longer the working upline. Somebody asked me, Chief, why you don't sleep? Why you keep making videos for 15 years, and why are you always there for people? My answer is very simple, because I care. Because whoever who signs up in my organization, somewhere along that journey, they are trusting me with their dreams. They're trusting me with the future of their children, their family, their downlines. And you have to care about that. The day you stop caring, you cannot be a working upline anymore. And today I sit here as your working upline, telling you, you can count on me. I care about you. I care about your dreams. I care about your team. You understand? And one more pitfall, why people stop being a working upline. Because they are too afraid to be a warrior. They are too afraid of the battles. They have too much to lose. You understand? So they made money. So now their hands are protecting the money. And they cannot use the hands to protect their downlines and fight battles. You understand? Fear. So in Ignite, I can't guarantee you anything except that all your uplines in Ignite are working uplines. This is our mantra. This is our philosophy. This is our foundation. This is our value system. So if you don't have 5, 6, 7 working uplines, you are in the wrong organization. If your immediate upline is not a working upline, you're in the wrong organization. The working upline is willing to pay any price, make any sacrifice for their downlines, for the dreams of their downlines to be protected and to become a reality. So if you are part of Ignite today, which I believe you are ignited, promise yourself one thing, promise me one thing, promise your downlines one thing. Promise them that you will always remain their working upline. That's what they need. They don't need iconic uplines. They don't need drama uplines. They don't need lazy uplines. They don't need great speakers who are uplines. They don't need people who appear once or twice a year. They don't need uplines who suddenly come back because they're afraid of losing their money. They don't need uplines who don't care. They don't need all of that. Your downlines just need a sincere working upline who cares, who's willing to fight for their dreams, who's willing to guide them, be with them during the sunny days and the rainy days and the dark days. And they never give up on their downlines. So you promise me one thing. You promise your chief. You promise Pathman Senathirajah one thing. As long as you're on this journey with me in Ignite, we, you and me, will always remain working uplines to our downlines, to our family, to our Ignite family. Are you with me? I love you guys.